very superior to a man in this present context of the story. Here, we can also observe the relationship between the Africans and the Europeans. Here, the story goes on telling its readers that it describes about the relationship that lies in between the Africans and the Europeans. After Europeans coming into presence in the Africa, there is a certain relationship in between these two continents, Europe and the Africa, which means all the traditions and rituals of Africa had been completely vanished. They had been completely destroyed. Why? Because is that the Europeans imposed their rules in the land of the Africa. For this reason, Africans lost their values, traditions and rituals that their ancestors followed. Even since their ancestors were following these traditions, rituals, after having these Europeans in their land, they had lost all of them. This is how the relationship that existed in between the Africans and the Europeans. And here, the Europeans, as I told you people earlier, as they came into the land of the Africa with the purpose of establishing their trade, they were in the land of Africa, requesting them to give them a little space to establish their trade and markets. Here, after coming into presence in the lands of Africa, they requested them earlier. In the initial stage of their coming, the Europeans begged them to give them a space. But as days passed by, or gradually, or bit by bit, these Europeans settled in the lands of the Africa as they did in India. They took control of the majority parts of the entire Africa, and they became one of the vulnerable power in the lands of Africa. Here, the Europeans overruled the Africans. Why? Because is that the Africans were very naive people. After spending much time in Africa, these Europeans came to know the fact that the Africans were very naive people, which means they were very innocent people. They were very innocent people, having known nothing. And they were uneducated too, one who couldn't read and write. They didn't know the basic knowledge that their life demanded from them. As they were very naive, these Europeans wanted to take the advantages of the situations that our African people were in. After finding this fact, as all the Africans were naive people, they wanted to acquire all the land that was available in the Africa to expand their territory and to expand their trade and markets. With the intention of the expansion, the concept of the expansion was their objective, was their mission. This is how the European power came into presence. This is how the European people spread their territory, or expanded their trade and markets wherever they had gone. These Europeans expanded their markets after coming to know the fact that these people were very innocent. They couldn't do anything if they expanded their trades. That's how these Europeans dominated the entire Africa. This is what we see. The colonization here. I would like to tell you people the meaning associated with this colonization. The colonization, as I told you people earlier, the colonization is a system in which one of the countries or the country takes control of the other or the smallest countries by using their force or power. Which means they have the superior power in their hand. By using this power, they can control of the other or smallest countries. This is what we call the colonization. In this concept, these Europeans established many colonies under the colonization. That's what we call. These Europeans colonized the entire Africa by the manipulation, by controlling all of them, by controlling all the entire African people. Here, this story, The Gentleman of the Jungle, represents the this Gentleman of the Jungle describes us about how the Africans were overruled by the European people, the European power. In the case of this present story of the Gentleman of the Jungle, as I told you people earlier, we can see the major character, that is a man. A man plays a pivotal role in this present short story of the Gentleman of the Jungle, and the animals too have played the significant role in making a short story. Here, the man that we get to see in this the Gentleman of the Jungle as a protagonist, he represents the character of a man, represents the Africans, whereas the animals represent the Europeans. Here, the condition of the man is as similar as that of the Africans, as witnessed the presence of the Europeans in their land, and on the other hand, the animals represent the Europeans. The animals are as the same as that of the Europeans. They play the role of the Europeans in this, the Gentleman of the Jungle. Students, let us stop over here. I thank you all for listening to me all through the way.